Cruise news, a teenager made a bomb threat against a cruise ship because he was angry that he was left at home to watch some family pets. I'm going to get you the information on that. Also, the U.S. Embassy in the Bahamas issued an alert for Nassau that cruisers need to be aware of. Plus, a passenger has been denied boarding for a reason that is somewhat uncommon. There is a lot going on in the cruise industry. I'm going to get you the top updates to get you fully up to speed, and I'm going to get you the information fast coming up. Let's go and kick things off with number one. A Michigan teenager was sentenced to prison yesterday for making a bomb threat against a cruise ship. The 19-year-old made the bomb threat against the Carnival Sunrise cruise ship in January of 2024, shortly after it had departed Miami. In court yesterday, it was revealed that he was living with his girlfriend's family at the time. He made the bomb threat because he was left behind to care for their pets while they went on a cruise. The bomb threat initiated emergency actions by the Coast Guard, and Carnival's crew rushed to conduct a full search of the ship. He created a lot of issues, and yesterday a judge sentenced him to 8 months in prison. Next, number two, airfare prices in the U.S. are on a downward trend. The average airfare in the U.S. dropped 4% from January to February, and it is now reported that prices dropped another 5.3% from February to March. So if you still need to book a flight for a future cruise, be aware of that and see if you can find some flight deals to meet your needs. Moving on to number three, the U.S. Embassy in the Bahamas has issued an alert for U.S. citizens visiting Nassau. Subsequent to the travel advisory update on March 31st, the embassy has issued a follow-up alert in the past week. There are a few takeaways for cruise passengers that I believe are important to be aware of. First, the embassy straight up says to avoid renting jet skis in the Bahamas. This is more direct language than was used in the travel advisory. The big threat is said to be both accidents and sexual assaults. Additionally, the embassy says to stay alert in public restrooms near Nassau beaches. So look, these things are good to know so you can look out for yourself and your family on your next sailing to the Bahamas. Next, number four, a 78-year-old man from the UK was denied boarding his cruise because of some loose stitching on his passport. The man and his wife flew to Sydney, Australia, where they were scheduled to board Cunard's Queen Elizabeth cruise ship for a 14-day voyage to Singapore. He had no issue with his passport getting into Australia. However, when he got to the cruise terminal, they would not allow him to board. The reason is the ship had a planned stop in Indonesia where they have very strict standards regarding damaged passports. Ultimately, both he and his wife booked new flights to return to the UK. They were out the cost of those flights as well as the cost of the cruise. The couple has attempted to get a refund from the cruise line, but since foreign immigration requirements are outside of their control, they have directed the couple to pursue a claim with any travel insurance they may have. So I share this story with you for two takeaways. One, know that damage to your passport can cause this issue depending on the ports that you will visit. And two, it is a reminder of the importance of travel insurance. Without it, this couple would stand to be out the equivalent of over $8,000 US. If you're not sure where to start with travel insurance, I'll put some information down in the video description. Then number five, an organization called 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 is not giving up trying to launch the world's first ever dog-friendly cruise. Initially set to sail this year on Margaritaville at Sea's Islander cruise ship, it seems that is no longer the case. 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 is now trying to coordinate a sailing for early 2026, and the exact ship is no longer being named. Additionally, they are seeking to raise $500,000 in a crowdfunding campaign to make it a reality. A few things about this voyage. On this cruise, there will be dog-oriented events. The pets will relieve themselves at stations on each stateroom balcony. And pet butlers will be assigned to help keep everything clean. Okay, I have more cruise news pieces remaining, including the top headlines of the day, but now it is time for our fast mid-show check-in. In the last cruise news video, I asked what your perspective was on meeting new people while on a cruise. I received input from nearly 7,000 of you, and here are the results. 29% of you said that you enjoy it, 20% prefer to hang with your own group that you're sailing with, and 51% are fine either way. Thanks for your input on that and the comments. Here is today's question. The question for today has to do with that cruise with dogs. We have nothing against dogs. Kelly and I, we have a dog, and they are great. And I know that the sailing with 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 was a chartered sailing, but I'm not sure about dogs on a cruise ship. The question is, what are your thoughts about dogs on a cruise ship? Would you say it is A, an awesome idea, B, a bad idea, or C, you're cool with it, but only if it's a chartered cruise? Chime in down below with where you stand on that. I look forward to reading that, but now on with the cruise news. Number 6, a child fell into the water between the ship and the dock at Royal Caribbean's 𝗂𝗂𝗂. This occurred yesterday involving a family from Royal Caribbean's Symphony of the Seas cruise ship. The ship was docked at the private island called 𝗂𝗂𝗂, and somehow a small child got too close to the edge of the dock and fell in. Witnesses reported that they heard screaming and individuals rushed to assist. Thankfully, the child was quickly rescued from the water and returned to their mother. Next, number 7, the Alaska cruise season is officially underway. It kicks off with the arrival of the Norwegian Bliss cruise ship in Juneau, Alaska yesterday. Now, the season runs from April through October, but what is the weather like for these very first sailings? Well, looking at the forecast, it appears that instead of rain, a lot more snow can be expected. Kelly and I just posted a 3-part series covering our last cruise to Alaska, and we will soon be boarding the Norwegian Bliss to head back there again. Stay tuned for that. Then number 8, a new study has revealed the items that are most commonly lost on cruise ships, and I'm going to give you the top 10 list in rapid fire fashion. The most commonly lost item was glasses. This was followed by chargers at number 2. Number 3 was clothing. Jewelry was 4. Headphones 5. Number 6 was toiletries. Toys came in at number 7. Wallets and purses was 8. Cameras were number 9. And books were number 10. What about you? Have you ever lost anything on a cruise ship? We certainly have. I have additional important news to share with you, but very quickly, if you're new here, I'm Jason with the Travel Scouts. Our aim in each video is to put together the latest cruise news and deliver it to you in such a way that you are fully up to speed and it doesn't waste your time. So if you'll be cruising, definitely consider subscribing. Let's continue with the cruise news. Number 9, a burst pipe on the previous sailing of the Sky Princess cruise ship resulted in passengers being called to their muster stations. The Sky Princess was on a 7-day sailing from Southampton, England. Around 10:45 p.m. at night, with some passengers already in bed, a burst pipe connected to the pull on deck number 16 began leaking down into the atrium on decks 5 and 6. The cruise ship made an announcement for passengers to proceed to their muster stations while the crew tended to the issue. The crew shut off the water and then began the cleanup process. Of course, for those who were woke up at 10:45 p.m. with the call to the muster stations, it would have been a bit confusing and alarming at first. 10:45 on a cruise ship. Would you likely be in bed already, or would you still be up and going? Let me know down in the comments. Okay, a special thanks to the new channel members and for everyone. You are up to date. If you want to stay up to date and be ready for your next cruise, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next video.